Hi, and welcome to Two Geeks and a Load Balancer. I'm Nathan here talking with Chris about Kubernetes. So our next question, Chris, is explain a little bit about CNIs and how are CNIs, how do they operate? Why do we care about them when we're talking about load balancing?
Yeah, good question.
And can you define CNI?
Container network interface, which is, that's what they pay me for. So I think I can go home now. I think that's it, right? I got it right, Mark.
It's all extra credit after this. All right.
That's right. That's right. No, it's a great question. Fundamentally, I don't know that a CNI, a CNI's job, what is the CNI's job? The CNI's job is to provide networking for pods running inside the cluster. Its job is to get pod A to route to pod B. There's a couple of, we won't go into all the specifics of what the CNI does, et cetera, et cetera. How it affects load balancing. In the case of Avi, there is a Avi works very well with Antrea. So Antrea, obviously we are VMware Broadcom, Antrea is VMware Broadcom. So in the case of Avi, we have some distinct integrations with Antrea, and we have this concept called NodePort Local, which is kind of like an Avi and Antrea integration, where we can get some of the benefits of NodePort and lose some of the downsides to NodePort. We don't have to expose things on every node. So to a certain extent, we do care about the CNI as a load balancer. But in a lot of cases, ultimately, it's all about routing traffic to the pods, and they all do that in many ways. So in a lot of cases, it doesn't really matter. I mean, from an Avi perspective, from an Nginx perspective, from a Contour perspective, I can name pretty whatever ingress controller you want to use. Generally, the CNI is always going to interact the same way.
Okay, so we're basically agnostic on the CNIs.
Yeah,
we're providing the layer 2, layer 3, so to speak, and we sit above that, and we're okay as long as the traffic gets to us. Life is good. We'll do our job. You do your job.
Yeah.
And then if it's something like Antrea, we do have some additional bits of value there as well. The uniqueness, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Make that a little bit more extensible. Make that more flexible is probably a better word. Things like the NodePort Local. Can't even say that. Makes sense. Okay, but for the most part, though, it's kind of what we expect, because just the question that I get often is, what about this one? What about that one? What do you recommend? Why do you recommend? And I go, oh, well, it's a good question. It's a good question. Yeah, so we're agnostic when it comes to Avi and Avi load balancing specifically, but we do have a couple of tie-ins there specific around Antrea. But otherwise, we're not, it's going to work is the point.
Yeah, and like people choose CNIs for various different reasons. Different CNIs are better at various different things. Antrea is very good at performance and security. There's other ones like Cilium, for example, that are good performance as well. And so it's kind of pick your poison, whichever one's going to match you. But from an Avi AKO perspective, we're pretty agnostic to the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I want to hear. All right, thank you, Chris.
No problem.